What up, Tom? Let's go. On to another episode, season 15, the middle round with JLE, where we treat you like family. That's the theme song, Detroit Love, from my first album, JLE Experience. On music copyright, I'm muted on Facebook. I'm your host, JLE, all the titles. Today's episode is a special Black History episode. Show love to the people that paid the way. And happy Valentine's weekend to everybody that doing something with your baby. You know, go spend that money, have a good time, do something nice. So you don't have a bad weekend. I wanted to tackle inventors because, it's a lot of, we're in the age of Skynet and Chat GBT and AI. And there's been a lot of people that over the years, and I was a DAPSET program member. My teacher, Mr. Eichelberger, RIP to him, had told us to go get a book. And it had, at that time, all the Black people that had did anything, which was amazing. I don't know if they still do that in school, but I want to look up inventors and see what type of great stuff we're still using today. So I looked up these some names I came up with. And these are some famous historical Black inventors, and innovations I'm going to talk about. First is Elijah McCoy, born 1844 to 1929. Invented automatic lubricators for steam engines, creating the phase to real McCoy. See, I just learned, I didn't even know that's where they came from. Lewis Howard Latimer, 1848 to 1928, draftsman who patented a carbon filament for light bulbs and worked with Alexander Graham Bell. You don't get nowhere without help. Sarah Boone, 1832 to 1901, patented improvements to the ironing board in 1892, essentially for ironing sleeves. We still use that to this day. Garrett Morgan, 1877 to 1963, invented the three-position traffic signal and the early safety hood gas mask. I don't even remember learning about these people. Let me switch this banner up and add to it. We're gonna do the Happy Valentine's. Now we're gonna do special Black History episode. Save. Put it back up there. So you want to see this? They know what it is. Know what's going on. How you doing? Appreciate you tuning in. We'll get back to it. And shout out to all the Black inventors over the years. We're still using inventions to this day. George Washington Carver. I remember learning about him in school. 1877. 1864 to 1943. Developed hundreds of products from peanuts, sweet potatoes, and soybeans. I remember as a kid, but peanuts. I didn't know he sweet potatoes and soybeans as well. I believe they did a movie not too long ago about Madam C.J. Walker. Developed specialized hair care products, became the first female self-made millionaire. She was 1867 to 1919. Frederick McKinley Jones, 1893 to 1961. Patented portable refrigeration system for trucks. So our refrigerated transports you see now, this man did it. And they always around the same time period too. That's amazing. All them great minds. Dr. Daniel Hale Williams, 1856 to 1931, performed one of the first successful open heart surgeries in 1893. Alexander Miles, 1838 to 1918. Patented electric elevator door system in 1887. They had electric door. Huh. I had them that long. John A. Burr, 1850 to 1910. Patented and improved rotary blade lawnmower. And the reason you get your lawns so fresh and clean now. You know, awesome. And these are some modern Black inventors and innovators. Lonnie G. Johnson, 1949 to present, aerospace engineer who invented the Super Soaker water gun. Now, in the mid-90s, 11th, 12th grade year, we class 96, class 95 was real cool. We started having the water fights. And my co-host, Ron Cousin, she came and got him with a water balloon. I'm thinking, like, I don't know her like that. So, yeah, man, she got you, dog. That's jacked up. And she turned around like, you family too. Bam. I'm like, oh, snap. This is a day of infamy. He started down there like, we gotta get back this, man. We can't take this. So he went to a Toys R Us when that was over there on 12 Mile Telegraph. And we started seeing, they got Super Soakers. Oh, they got the big boys. So let's just say the next day, like the Regulate song, we got some respect put on our names. We got them good in the car. Jerome ran up on them. I gave it to her, like, hey man, go ahead and go get them. And the way that the gun we had a time, they had like a lever you pull back and it just keep going. Man, he wet them up. They got mad, like, I can't believe, like, hey, y'all got us first. We're gonna get you back. It's all love. So Lonnie G. Johnson, shout out to him for having all the kids had these great water fights. Dr. Marion Rogers Croak, 1955, she's still here. Pioneer in voice over internet protocol, VoIP, and text to donate technology. Now you always see that VoIP on stuff, so she put that in there. Mary Van Britton Brown, 1922 to 1999. She co-invented the first closed-circuit television security system. We came a long way from that now. Dr. Shirley Jackson, 1946, still present. Theoretical physicist who researched and enabled the invention of the portable fax, touch-tone telephone, and solar cells. We still use fax machines, I believe. James E. West, 1931, still present. Co-invented the foil electric microphone used in modern phones and hearing aids. Man, these are some amazing people. Stuff they created. Mark Hanna, 1956, still here. Co-founder of Silicon Graphics Inc., SGI, pioneered 3D graphics for movies and games. He the reason these graphics so crazy on Black Ops and all these other games people playing, even Madden. Because early Madden games graphics, to me, I thought the people that worked on Joe Montana Sports Talk football game went over to Madden and started working because Madden graphics was terrible. Joe Montana was, that was the game. It's a cold and snowy day in Detroit. Then you get the ball, throw to Jerry Rice. I'm like, that was still my squad. Oh, he got daylight. He could go all the way. Like, wow. And the graphics, you see him just running, no one around. Like, man, I'm getting it. I do remember early Madden, if someone got hurt, you saw the ambulance come on the field, but the graphics were a little clunky. Till it, like, now, it's so realistic. You like, wow, this Madden? Oh, my goodness. I got to get to new Madden because I ain't played in a while, so I got to get my skills back. Other significant innovations: disposable syringe, patented by Phil Brooks in 1974. Folding bed, patented by L.C. Bailey in 1899. Ice cream scooper, patented by Alfred L. Krell in 1897. I didn't know they still had ice. They had ice cream that far back. Guitar, Robert Fleming Jr. patent and improved design in 1886. Mailbox, Philip B. Downing designed and improved metal mailbox in 1891. That's just some of the people that's done some stuff, which is crazy. I mean, think of the world when we had these inventions. Music label owners. What you got for me for that one? So I'm a music head, so I need to talk about music. Okay. I got to talk about music, man. I got to talk about music. Legendary and historical label founders. Berry Gordy, Motown Records, founded the iconic Detroit label in 1959. Sylvia Robinson, Sugar Hill Records. I think they made a movie about that. Co-founded the label, responsible for early hip-hop breakthroughs. Sam Cooke. I didn't know Sammy did that. That dude's voice was amazing. SAR Records, one of the first major black artists to own his own label, 1959. I did not know Sam Cooke had his own label, folks. That's pretty awesome. Curtis Mayfield, Curtown Records, founded in 1968. I didn't know he had that. Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff, Philadelphia International Records. Yeah, defined the sound of Philadelphia. Yeah, Philly had their own flavor back then, even now with the neo soul movement. Shout out to all them artists. Ewart Abner and Vivian Carter, VJ Records, pioneering 1950s blues and rock label. Pace Setter and Johnny May Matthews, Northern Records, predated Motown. So they gave a blueprint. When you go to hip hop, of who, I didn't know these many people had labels back then. Sean Combs, Bad Boy, which launched Notorious, B.I.G. and Faith Evans, and 112 and other acts. Jay-Z, Rockefeller Records, Roc Nation was the label. Okay, thought it was like an agency for athletes and stuff like that, and artists. Okay, so he switched the name. Founded Rockefeller with Dame Dash. Now they need to put Dame Dash and the other guy is Cream Biggs. They all founded Rockefeller together and later Roc Nation. So that's inaccurate. Jay-Z was great talent, but he didn't found Rockefeller by himself. Suge Knight, I think he had help. I'm not sure. Death Row Records, they dominated the 90s West Coast rap. Now, just think let's just go on a parallel journey. What if Easy told Jerry Heller, well, you're going to pay all my crew fairly, or you can get the hell on? Ice Cube got paid fairly. Dre got paid fairly. NWA didn't break up. Would we still have Snoop? Would he been on Ruthless Records? With all them artists that we heard of, the Dog Pound, where they still came out, but they would have been on Ruthless Records or something totally different. Because if you saw the movie about they group, Ice Cube saw first that, okay, I'm writing the lyrics, Dre doing the music, but the money ain't what it should be. He left. You know, they was like, don't mess up the boat. He like, nah, man, we should be getting paid fairly for, we're a capitalist country. So if I do a job, I expect to be paid fairly for it. He was telling Dre this. Dre really wasn't hearing it because, you know, he got kids and stuff going on. When you watch movies, you get it. You trying to take care of family. But as you notice, man, I'm making all the music like Q told me. And this stuff ain't adding up. Wait a minute. Then that's when D.O.C. started rocking with Suge Knight, who used to be a bodyguard at first. And And that's when, like, well, Death Row Records, come over here, do the thing. And we had all the, from like 90, the Chronic came out, I think 91. So you had the Chronic, so from like 91 until really when Tupac died, to about maybe 97, 98. Death Row was cranking out hits. They had Dash producing. And then What If Suge wasn't about all the street stuff and was really about business. And Dre didn't leave there. Well, Eminem been on Death Row Records. I mean, you start looking at decisions and looking at the impact of it later. Now, like, man, it could have been totally different if this or that event didn't happen. Russell Simmons and Rick Rubin, Def Jam Recordings, built the hip hop empire. Now, if you're a youngin', if you go watch the movie Crush Groove, came out, I think in 84, had a lot of the hip hop acts at that time in it. It was like a rough autobiography of how Def Jam got started. That's what the song, if you still hear the Force MD's Tender Love, that was in that movie. I can't remember the other songs, but that's man what I remember. I remember the scene with L.L. He was saying that's how he got his record deal. He came in, was made a song about his radio. They signed him. Def Jam had a lot of acts over the years, a lot of acts. Wu-Tang, everybody. Well, not Wu-Tang. Because they had, I forgot which company had to deal with. But Method Man went over there. As you saw in the TV show about them on Hulu, ODB wanted to go over there. But it worked out the way RZA did it, where everybody can do their own thing, still do something as a group. Family keep the royalties. Birdman and Slim. I'm not sure who that is. Cash Money Records. Founded the New Orleans-based label. Now, I'll probably say Master P was first because I remember hearing him first. After Tupac and Biggie died, he was out. But they gave us Lil Wayne, Juvenile, then Master P, No Limit Records, known for building a southern hip-hop powerhouse. But even New Orleans, too. It's kind of weird just because he repped the whole South at that period. And he hit hard. Beats by the pound. They had the beats for the artists. I mean, he's cranking out albums every week almost, but hey, he hit the market while it was open after the deaths of Biggie and Tupac. He filled the void for a minute. Dr. Dre, Aftermath Entertainment. Death Row, interesting. I didn't know that was still affiliated with it. Key Player and West Coast Production Ownership. I was shocked the Firm album with AZ, Nas, and Foxy Brown wasn't as big. All that time, I thought it would have been a bigger album. Then 50 Cent with G Unit Records, created the label early 2000. I mean, he had Water, Shoe. He was doing everything. And that was Eminem putting them on with Shady Aftermath, and they combined their stuff. And you got modern and independent owners. And this I did not know. Nipsey Hussle, All Money In, No Money Out. I didn't know he had his own label, known for pioneering independent ownership. Meg Thee Stallion, Hot Girl Productions. Didn't know she had that. Founded in 2023. Dallas Austin, who the movie Drumline was based on, Rowdy Records, founded in 1992. I remember a few people from Rowdy Records. I didn't know he owned it. Pierre Bourne, Sauce House Records, Creative Collective. Mad Professor, REY Sounds, Reggae Dub label. Flying Lotus, Brain Feeder, Electronic Jazz label. Julian Stephen, A Prime Records, electronic music label. Vo Williams, Sound Dose Music Group, independent label. Kevin R. Douglas, Crooked Ozone Records, pioneered as a teenage label owner in 1994. Never heard of that one. Now, I will say, which I'm shocked that they didn't have on here. How you don't have LaFace Records? I was watching interview on the Note is a podcast show by Sean Stockman of Boys to Men. He had L.A. Reid on there talking about how him and my mentor from afar, Babyface, founded LaFace Records. First, how they became band members of the Deal Group. 2 occasions, that's them. And Sweet November, the 2 biggest hits they had as that group. They founded LaFace Records in Atlanta and made that the new Motown. Because you got Babyface, him, then Dallas Austin worked with him. They put out Usher, T.L.C, Tony Braxton, Damien Dame. I was shocked they had Outkast. And Outkast, like I said, the South got something to say. Them in the Dungeon family, them Goody Mob, all the people affiliated with them. They has a few more. It has more acts. Might be. Let me look it up. Because I'm shocked they didn't talk about him. Face Records. Pink was part of their label as well. And that's shot they ain't talking about it. I'm gonna let the world know about it now. Founded in location, established in 1989 by L.A. Reid and Babyface. The label was based in Atlanta, Georgia, and was instrumental in creating the city's reputation as the new Motown, like I said. Key artists the roster included TLC, Outkast, Usher, Tony Braxton, Pink, Sierra. I didn't know she was on there. Goody Mob, Donnell Jones. Success, LaFace produced 33 number 1 singles, with Damien Dame's exclusivity serving as their first single. I know they had that Right Down to It song. I remember that one. So I'm like, how you gonna have this historical talking about black labels? And look, they did the soundtrack to Boomerang, Eddie Murphy movie. And they wrote the song End of the Road, but they ain't know if Boys Men rock with it. And it was fascinating watching that on Sean's show. And like, no, we some cool cats, because they didn't know what to do with them when they came out. So they put them with Dallas Austin. But they demo was, their first album was just like Jodeci, except Devontae wrote most of Jodeci stuff. They all wrote together. So if you buy their first album, they wrote most of it. And we just crafting what they sound and style would be. So it's like Boomerang back when I was coming up, if you had a black movie coming out in the summer, you had to have an awesome soundtrack to go with it. Meteor Man had a dope soundtrack. Mo Money had a dope soundtrack. Damon Wayans movie. I didn't know he wrote that. First time he introduced his brother Marlon Wayans in the film. Keenan Ivory Wayans. I'm gonna get you sucker. I don't know if they have a dope soundtrack, but Low Down Dirty Shame had a dope soundtrack. Even that original Shame song. So like, how I ain't pull up and I don't see LaFace record? Like, this is kind of disrespectful. Then I'm talking about So Deaf with Jermaine Dupri. Like, well, how you forget about that? But corporate structure originally distributed by Arista from 1989 to 2001. It later became part of Jive Records and finally absorbed to RCA Records in 2011. So that part I know it cut off at 2001. But that's not a 12-year run. It's not a bad run to have a record company and all the hits and artists you gave an opportunity to. And look up So Deaf, because I'm like, I just knew I'm gonna see LaFace Records and So Deaf, and I didn't see it. So Deaf. So Def Records. You find the thing for me already? Okay, there we go. Key facts. So I'm interested. Says specialized in Southern hip hop, R&B, and bass music. Label played a key role in defining Atlanta sound, boasting a roster of iconic artists. No, they wasn't part of. He worked on songs with Usher and them, but they wasn't part of So Def. It was founded in Atlanta, Georgia, 1993. Usher was signed to LaFace Records. I don't know why it's saying he worked with Jermaine once he blew up with his My Way album, then 8701, then Confessions. That sold 10 million. Bow Wow was like, Bow Wow came, Escape was the first, I believe, first artist. Then Bow Wow came later, The Brat, Jagged Edge. No, my bad, I think Crisscross was first, then Escape came. Them Franchise Boys, Oh, I Think They Like Me, that song. And Anthony Hamilton. Now, I did learn when he came on the scene, he was signed to him at first. But something happened and it took him in to come out. Yeah, no, he was signed to Soul Life first before he went to work with Jermaine. And if you get that, and he got released as his second album, Soul Life. And they got that Brown Liquor song, I Cry on That Boy. Oh my goodness. I remember buying that at the record store early 2000s. This right after Come Where I Come From came out. And I'm listening and I'm reading up on it because, I like to know the background, origin story and stuff. I'm a nerd. And so I'm sitting here, I'm like, this supposed to be his first album, but that company folded. And the stuff on that album, oh my goodness. Go check out Soul Life by Anthony Hamilton. Oh my goodness. Daydreaming. That boy was a classic. I'm like, it was a classic with Come Where I Come From. And I'm like, this should have been first. I Cried to me is so iconic. When I was staying in my mom's basement, I was banging on my stereo. My older brother stayed in, it was 2-family flat. He came running downstairs like, what are you listening to? Hey, this is Anthony Hamilton. This new, dude, this was supposed to be his first album. And we sat and listened to it like, whoa. This dude, he would have been the first neo soul artist. Had Soul Life came out. Then I remember my homeboy, he was going through something with a female. And I had music going and that came on. He was like, what is this? Go listen to my man and Big Ant is what I call him because that backwoods Carolina soul music that man made. That dude is talented. You will feel that song even when he came out with Ain't Nobody Worrying and Pass Me Over. That song, gospel song, talking about man, and to make you think about some things. The way his music hit. But to be looking up the music and how you don't talk about So Def, LaFace Records. They both was in Georgia, Atlanta. They were huge in the 90s, even early 2000 with Jermaine. Because he wrote for everybody. Who don't know Drew Hill In My Bed remix with Jermaine Dupri and the Brat on it. Hit hard. And I remember when they came out with their first song, Tell Me, was in that Whoopi Goldberg Eddie basketball movie in 96. So I saw the movie. I went to go see the movie and I went and bought the soundtrack. And I'm listening to it. I'm hearing this song like, okay, I've seen this video. They do the little, tell me. And you do a little bounce around like, oh, this these cats. Okay, it's from the movie. Man, I had to go buy another one because people kept wanting to borrow it. Like, man, look, Had that one. I'll give me another one. Cause that had a lot of great songs. But like I said, back then you had to have a dope soundtrack. You just think if these people didn't make their music, man, life would not be interesting without this music out here. Escape, all the hits. They just did a tour not too long ago. I'm surprised he ain't done one with like Escape, the Brat, Bow Wow. So I know Bad Boy was doing something for a minute before he got caught up with all his legal stuff. And then people do forget Michael Bivins, Biv 10 Records. He had a whole roster. He brought out Another Bad Creation, ABC first. Then he brought out Boys to Men. Then he brought out MC Brains. He was like R&B, hip hop rapper type. Then he had made the East Coast Family. They called themselves the One for All for One song. Well, all the artists he had, black, white, everything coming out, they're all talented. So I'm like, this dude was doing this before Puffy or all these other people came along. I don't know, got busy, what happened then. Boys Men wind up going to Motown, but they was on Bill 10. And I'm like, just think if he didn't sign Boys to Men. And I know my old co-host, shout out to Terry, First Lady Ground Floor. We used to always debate Boys to Men, Jodeci, both phenomenal groups. As into the new age conversation, good guy versus the bad boy. Jodeci style would be the bad boy. Boys Men would be throw a suit on, bring some roses, and talk to you. Jodeci would be the one that might bring the blunt and some crown and talk to you a different way, whatever your flavor is. But both music is slamming. But when they came out with, and they would just do It's Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday a cappella, you like, whoa. Artists still do that? That's wow, that's amazing. And they named themselves after the Boys to Men song on New Edition, Any Heartbreak album. And if you didn't know this for a music fact, Mark Nelson of As Yet, him and Nate started Boys to Men. But he didn't think they was going to hit, so he went to go do his own thing. And later formed As Yet. The Last Night song, a lot of women love, they still play. Because they was five, because New Edition was 5 members before they became 6. Because Bobby's still always been a member. And then you think of Black history and you look at music, New Edition has to be one you look at. And man, Jermaine Dupri was on R&B Money podcast with Tank. And is it Jay Valentine, if I'm saying his name right? Shout out to them. And I didn't know that he was saying like they the greatest group. And I'm like, what are you talking about? 6 members. They all went solo and all went platinum. Come back together, still go platinum. Their residency in Vegas was selling out. Now they doing a tour with Boys Men and Tony Braxton. And they had themselves at the temptation of everybody. And Bobby Brown started the group when you watch their movie. Stuff you didn't know. Robert Tresvant had a solo deal, but he sacrificed it for the greater good of the group. Stuff you didn't know. Even when Mike was doing stuff that should be kicked out, Bobby never would. But then when Bobby started wilding, they kicked him out. And Mike especially felt bad. Because Bobby never did him like that. That's what you started hearing Mike say when they were doing interviews years ago. There's 6 of us. He always have a mic when he want to come back. And you never knew he the one that started it. And never came anybody out. You know, brothers fall out. You reconnect, get it back together. But they one of the greatest groups ever because not too many groups can have all the members find solo success. Because everybody's coming out hitting, like, okay, when Ralph coming out? Then he came out with Sensitivity, like, oh, okay. And pretty much he still stayed within the New Edition, wear the suits and style. Everybody else you start seeing got a little different flavors. He was still more the New Edition, wear the suits. That's the style. But Stone Cold Jim let them know, good guys got swag. They'll knock you out to protect theirs. So don't think a good man won't defend his family. That's a misconception. He will. And then when you look, then you go back. Because I look at like a lot of the groups from the 90s to now. You had New Edition and Guy. I remember all the music magazines saying which group was better, Guy or New Edition. And then you look at a branch, New Edition, Boyz II Men falls under New Edition. And you probably say Backstreet, NSYNC, Jagged Edge. Well, no, they started off like that, but they more on the other side. All the groups that was more like the I'll Bring You the Flowers type R&B sound. Then you got Guy, Jodeci, Jagged Edge, Drew Hill, and all other groups that might be out now that's more a little more bad boy flavor. And that's a hell of a tree that these acts were out in the 80s and they were saying which group was better. And which groups formed, okay, well, why don't you follow that blueprint? Why don't you follow that blueprint? And then we talk about Uptown Records that had Father MC. And through his music, he brought out Jodeci, Mary J. They had Al B. Sure help writing on their music, producing. I think Andre Harrell started Uptown. I mean, like, it's a lot of phenomenal people that made some labels in music. And just now, I'm seeing the new artists sample 90s music. I can't come across listening stuff now and not hear, oh, they sample this. They sample this. Like I just started hearing the Splash Waterfalls remix that Luda did with Tony. I know he did that with Just Me and You, whichever one of their songs, or Raphael Sadiq. But I know you had that on Chill song. That was the Ask of You song for Raphael Sadiq. And it's weird now, like, okay, now they're sampling the 90s. So at some point, they're going to get to the early 2000s R&B, and you might hear someone sample Genuine's Differences. But that was a great time of music. You're starting to see this come back. Like now, T.I. came back with a new album, and that let him know that beat banging hard. Cut his hair off, got back to his, then he said his last album, so you're going to go out to what his fan base accustomed to. Then Juvenile making new music. So a lot of old school people are seeming still coming back to where these new people can see a blueprint. Because I know when New Edition and Boyz II Men was on the Breakfast Club talking about their tour with Tony Braxton, there is a formula to doing it. Even with all the AI and technology. You had the YouTube internet thing for a minute. People got on. But people, besides Babyface, I looked up to, Lionel Richie, Brian Knight wrote his stuff, Joe, John Legend, R. Kelly, because he could write any genre, Alicia Keys, Maxwell. As Lionel once said, you can never stop talking about love. Everybody falling in love, falling out of love. Then that breakup to makeup pattern. You always talk about that. But we have even Keith Sweat said in interviews, you gotten away from, the R&B would calm y'all down to figure out the issues, makeup. To the R&B was kind of angry. I'm like, yeah. excuse me. Nothing wrong with R&B and hip hop, but it don't need to be the same. But we can have some R&B, like we had some hip hop. I mean, mumble rapping was the thing. I wasn't really a fan of it, but they had a market. I mean, even the people that were doing stuff coming up, they were trying to get out of their situation, feed their families. They told you a story about their life. Now you got so many people come out of recent where you find out, oh, they just told them this to start a pack on how to be a rapper or do this, and it'll sell. Like something people help me in making my music get better. I need to hear your passion and what you talking about. It's pocket music is always, man, I feel what he's talking about. I don't feel what you're saying, Jeff. I had to figure that out. And I could see the difference. Like I released my first music ever when I was using Logan Storm as a stage name. So that's the Logan Storm, JLE's early recordings. Started recording music in 2005. And you can listen on that album, the growth, compared to the JLE experience, JLE world. Like, okay, I was figuring out what's my niche, what's my sound, what's my voice. Brian McKnight is my dude. So if you listen to it like Jeff, it kind of more piano based and classical, like, yeah, that's my man. I love Savage Garden. No, not Savage Garden. They got the song I Knew You Before I Met You. Dope song. Truly Madly Deeply. No, same group. That was from a movie I watched. Where the lyrics reminded me of Babyface, where they'd rather bathe in the sea to be with you, something like that. Like, some make you think. So I love all music. So I might have something that might sound real sappy, like yeah. I have a real sappy moment, watch a romance comedy. I will do that. I might be on some Mozart classical stuff. Then I'll be on some pop, Dog Pound. Then I'll be on some Boris Men, Jodeci. I like all of it. Bon Jovi, country, like all of it. Reggae, all of it got a great story to tell. So I put that out so people could see, like, well, this is where I started. And I didn't know what I was doing. But the high I was on for being in the studio, like, and this dude I had a class with when I was a music major, like, man, my man Lauren, this is awesome. First song I ever made, called Time. I had like 3 different sounds going at once. Needless to say, man, this might give you a laugh on Valentine's. I was hanging out with the fellas. Girl I talked to at the time. I'm telling, like, man, I went to the studio, I worked on this track. I want y'all to check it out. Man, it's awesome because I'm on a higher. You recorded something. It ain't just you writing and singing with headphones in your room. You actually have something tangible. They're like, Jeff, it ain't hitting, man. You got too much going on. And one of the fellas, he was a music person. So I was like, nah, Jay, I see the potential, but you got too many things. I'm like, man, y'all just hating on a brother. I'm calling my boo-boo. All right, you go ahead. I'm put on speaker too, because she gonna roll with me. Life lesson: stay out of pride. I put that girl on the phone like, man, they over hating on your boy. I made some music. I want you to give me your honest opinion. I got you on speaker, so she gonna stand up for me. Y'all talking that trash. I let her listen to it. Now looking back on it now, there were a lot of tales like, Jeff, she on the same thing they on, because it wasn't that's awesome. That's you doing it. It was a pause. Like Bernie Mac said, you got to pause. Shout out to him. Like, what? Pause, like, clap it up for you, boy. What we doing? Big Daddy, I'm sorry to tell you, but that's not it. I'm like, oh my goodness. That's when the Holy Spirit starts saying, Jeff, we tried to warn you. Why ain't you listening? You're not listening. Man, they started dying laughing. She laughing like you ain't got to laugh with them. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, I know. My night just got ruined because they bought the crack jokes all damn night. And yes, they did. Like, see, we tried to tell you, but you ain't want to listen to us. Nah, but you'll listen to her. They roasted me all night. I just had to take it like this. What pride gets you. So don't be me. If some people trying to give you some help with saying something ain't right, recognize your pride. Like, man, put your chest in, cut it out. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it. Don't do it. It ain't gonna end well for you. And the last time I listened to it, I ain't found that CD in a minute. I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah, you all over the place. I see why they said what they said, but they said it with love. Like, no, keep going. You're on the right track. Just right now, you got 3 different styles of music going at once. Like, some only can have one sound, Jeff. I'm like, okay. That really made me determine, like, okay, I'm gonna figure this out. You know, God gave me a brain. If I put the work in, I will figure it out. I started learning you need to figure out how to make your own music. All the people you look up to musically. You look on the back of their CDs, now bam, I'm going through who wrote, produced it, right? They did all of it. You need to be like them. So by the time I did JLE, I had stopped making music. Corporate, working on my management degree. Then my dude now, Todd, got his own studio. He the Christian hip hop Dre. Phenomenal person. You go back throwing music as an artist, check his music out, phenomenal. He put out a track that would later become my first song I released. And an autobiography of my life, Jesus Forgave Me. And I heard the music like, oh my, it resonated through my body like, oh, nah, Jeff, music is part of you. You when your father died, music was your refuge. You can't cut that part of you off. You got to do both. I'm like, man, I need to buy this track. So, because he went to Wayne State as well. Got in the studio to record, so I wrote it out. Like, okay, so I'm talking about. That's when I learned. Shout out to rappers, 18 bars. They are poets because I'm like, I write a song. This got to be easy. Like, no, writing a song is easy compared to because you got to put it all together. It got to rhyme and make sense and be on tempo when you say it, all that. So it starts off with the date my father died, January 6, 91. That's the day my childhood was done. And I was saying it, and they're like, man, that ain't it. And it started reminding me of the Temptation song, Papa's Rolling Stone, on the day Dennis Edwards' dad died. And you're saying, like, dude, you saying this the day your dad died from a listener. I should hear more energy and emotion on you talking about this. That's what you missing. I did about the 3rd time. They're like, man, it sounded kind of corny. Now, I'm a nerd. I'm good with that. But I'm from Detroit. You didn't call me corny. That's what we ain't doing. So I'm sitting in the studio like, Jeff, they won't Pac without the cussing. Got you. All right, play the beat back. I'm like, I'm gonna give you Pac. You're gonna put some respect on my name. Calling me corny. And when you listen to Jesus Forgave Me, the first verse, I was mad. I was highly upset they called me corny. So you hear that January 6, 91. Yeah, I was upset. Like, you're going to respect me. And all I heard was Pac said, Jeff, handle your business. Handle, let them know. And I came hard with it. Then it had a little flow like Snoop. We start singing. Used to be empty. My past was crazy. I forgot the rest of it right now. Train the Holy Spirit. Walk. I forgot the part right now. But it had to come hard to get into where it started flowing. Dope track. Go check out my music. It changed your life. Amazing beats. Because from Detroit, got to have the beats. We co-wrote the first album. He showed me. I was studying how he write the rhymes. So by the time I did JLE World, I wrote all of it myself, and I would go to him like, okay, this right. Like, okay, you got it. So I'm like, okay, you figured this out a little bit where you can write it and it and come with delivery, it sound right and it works right. Like, okay, cool. And it ain't nothing like it. So to think about all these great inventors and musicians we had over the years and the people that come in our culture making music or starting companies, man, we need that talent, man. We need it. The world without music would suck. The world without creativity would just suck. And as I've learned, some people might call you weird or whatever. They just saying you're a genius. That's fine. Cause they can't comprehend how you view stuff. Like for me, as a musician, everything in the world I encounter can give me an idea for a song. So I interpret and view everything totally differently. You know, like Tupac, Brenda's Got a Baby. He saw an article when he was filming Juice, and he wrote Brenda's Got a Baby based on the article. And later they found the baby in the song, and he found his real family over time. Like, wow. And I remember Omar Epps was in an interview talking about like he read this in the newspaper and came back, man, I got this song. And even you see the movie about him, his life they put out, the rawness of how it sound, because they want the positive note. I wanted to stay the way it sounds because they want them to feel it. And as an artist, you start listening, like, yeah, it do when it come on, it hit different. Yeah, I'm with you. Got to keep the music. Got to keep it. Without music, that is the world be different. Especially political songs, stuff to uplift. Even the gospel artists that make music to help you connect with God or whatever you call them. You need music. But I keep wanting to get better myself because you can always get better at what you do. So whatever talents you got out here, people ain't gonna understand you. They will understand you after the fact. After the fact. But when you in the process, stay locked in. Stay locked in doing what you're doing because they ain't gonna get it. And once you on the other side of it, I'm like, man, like I was humbled when my sister passed her boards for nursing. My first album, I made the song "Failure's Not an Option," and that was the song of people doubting you, but you're gonna get to the other side of it. Then what they're gonna have to say? They're gonna ask you what's the blueprint when they was talking trash about you. I was humbled when she told me that she was playing that song on the way to take the test. I'm like, I mean, I know when I was taking tests for finals at Wayne State, I would play "Lose Yourself" by Eminem, get hyped up, or Bon Jovi, "Wanted," Dead or Alive. Now I'm ready to go take the test. So the notes one listened to one of my songs and it gave them that motivation to go knock that test. I'm like, wow, you really in art, you really a musician now, Jeff. Someone used your music to get motivated. That's awesome. So whatever you're working on, stay locked in. You're in the process because trust me, people are going to come back after the fact. This platform I built started with the flagship show, Middle Ground, help people find their purpose through interviewing all career fields, creatives, or whatever you're doing. That's amazing. It's a radio broadcasting company. I know people now that have ideas to do stuff in that lane that never had a conversation about. So you never know what you start building, where it will go, and how people, you know what? I was thinking about this. How come on your platform? Yeah, let's chop it up about it. Let's do it. Because you never know what doors what you working on will open for people around you. And that's a beautiful thing too. So definitely shout out this Black History Month for all the inventors, musicians. Probably do another episode next week, Saturday, because Friday, me time day. No sports show, no interview. I have an interview on the 27th, but that Saturday I can do a show and cover comedians and other political other stuff people have done. Just give a little snapshot of the vast stuff that Black people have done in this country that's been amazing and added value to the world. I'll at least do the last question I was asking by Vice Fluent trying to find a purpose. Look at what you love to do, what you're really good at. Ask God what your calling and purpose truly is. Research, get a mentor, and then put boots to ground. All my stuff don't hit all the time. Right now, I'm releasing music. I might be singing some a cappella. I'm about to work to my garage band so I can studio at the crib and put it out because I'm put something out every month. But I'm putting out for the love of music because someone gonna resonate with it. Why don't matter. Like when I work with my man, that's a certain lane how we doing things. Now I'm gonna start learning who I am as a artist, strictly doing it all myself. Now, that's a challenging thing. I'm looking forward to figuring out how to totally be the producer and the artist all in one. And all right, I'm about to put this song out. Like I've seen Teddy Riley and other greats say, "Oh, I just worked on this. Check this out." I'm gonna be on that level next. Where okay, my keyboard, all that, and hey, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna do it at the crib and put it out. Cause too much going on and too much to talk about. But definitely do those few things. And you got to do the work. You're going to fail at it because you've never done it. So get failing like that's a bad thing out of your mind. Failing is data for you to get better. Michael Jordan failed a lot and he got better. Kobe, all the greats. You fail forward because you're learning how to tweak, you get better at it. So when data ain't going to see all that time you putting in, getting it out the mud, but when they do see the final product, like, man, this is awesome, it's polished, it's this, that. Well, it took me 35 times to do it. Only people that have been in the trenches in the mud with you will know that. They just gonna know it's awesome. How can I partner, work with you, whatever? But it's in that mud and building it. You start learning more about you. You start learning new skill sets. Because we always given a talent or more than one. It's up to you to cultivate it, figure out what it is, and share it with the world. It ain't yours. And hopefully it makes a living for you comfortably, or you blow up billionaire status, hopefully pay it forward. Or you just, as a hobby, you want to do it. It's an outlet for you. My brother, he's an awesome person that could draw, but he didn't want to do it for money. But hey, if you got a talent, you're supposed to use it. And I remember my man Cliff, when he was working in Student Center, he caught me singing when I was dumping some water as custodian. They paid for college. And he just started, I had him in God when I look back on this was 2010, like, man, you got to stop playing with God. I'm like, Cliff don't even talk like this. You have a voice. Now, at this point in time, I didn't like my voice. So I might sing, but I wasn't trying to sing around nobody. I didn't feel comfortable letting them know I was an artist. They're like, man, you got a voice. You supposed to share that with the world. What you doing? You need to quit playing. Be you. I'm like, man, I ain't really comfortable. Like, you're going to have to find the comfort in being comfortable, not being comfortable, being you, because you're supposed to be sharing that with the world. I don't care if you get on YouTube and sing. I'm like, dang, this dude. And he was on my head. Like, okay, I'm start trying to pursue it more. That led to me making Jesus Forgave Me. So he was the seed to get me really back into working on my music. Shout out to my man Cliff. My man always say, get it in, Jeff, get it in. My man. Cool dude. But hopefully that helped you if you're trying to find your purpose. We're going to do part 2. I think it was a good episode about Black history next week Saturday. And we're going to do ground floor in an hour. Talk about Valentine's, stuff going on in the world. Then I'm going to spend the night making the video edits and posting all that behind the scenes stuff. But I'm going to get my team soon where I'll be on air time. It's coming. But I enjoy the process. So enjoy your night. Be safe. And round 3, because I did a show earlier, it'll be at 9. Till next time, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the latest episode. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you want to purchase my latest products, my books and music, go to Amazon.com. I have new merchandise on the way. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Middle Ground with JLE Network. Thanks for coming. Detroit, welcome to the D, baby. 3-1.